Good evening and welcome to ATM. This week, the geopolitical plates of the Middle East shifted with seismic force. Europe formally recognized the state of Palestine. But while the diplomats debate and the powers clash, what does this actually mean for the people on the ground? For one land, now divided by two dramatically different realities, tears of joy and tears of rage. From the streets of Ramallah to the bustling markets of Tel Aviv, from the shattered homes of Gaza to the anxious outposts of Israeli settlements, the mood is diametrically opposed. For some, it is the dawn of a long-awaited dream of vindication. For others, it is an act of international betrayal, an existential threat. Tonight, we go beyond the headlines to the human heart of this conflict to understand the hopes, fears, and profound anxieties gripping a people who feel both abandoned and, for the first time in generations, truly seen. In Ramallah, the mood is electric. Yesterday, the Palestinian Authority declared a national holiday. Thousands poured into the streets. Flags waved, speeches were made, and for the first time in a generation, there was a palpable sense of hope. As reported by Al Jazeera and local Palestinian news outlets, the celebrations were widespread, from the West Bank to the diaspora. This is not just a diplomatic victory. One young student told Sky News, "It is the taste of dignity. The world sees us. Our suffering is not ignored." For decades, the Palestinian people have navigated a world where their very existence as a state was denied by many powerful nations. Now, with France and the UK, two UN Security Council permanent members, joining the chorus that reality is undeniably changing. The international recognition, while symbolic for now, is seen as a crucial step towards tangible statehood, giving hope for the future. But just miles away, in Israel, a completely different reality has gripped the nation. The mood is one of profound anger, betrayal, and deep anxiety. A knife in the back, declared the Israeli Prime Minister in a televised address that lasted well into the night. The feeling is that Europe, driven by its own geopolitical ambitions and a tsunami of anti-Israel sentiment this summer, has abandoned its supposed ally. Israeli newspapers this morning are dominated by headlines of European betrayal and international isolation. For many Israelis, this recognition is not a step towards peace. It is a reward for terror, a dangerous validation of Palestinian claims without addressing Israel's fundamental security concerns. The withdrawal of European ambassadors and the walkout at the UN have only amplified the feeling of a world turning against them, leaving them more isolated and vulnerable than ever. And then there is Gaza, the shattered, besieged strip. Here, the emotions are a complex mix of guarded hope and profound despair. For many, the European recognition is a lifeline, a sign that the outside world hasn't forgotten them. But the reality on the ground remains brutal. The dream of an international transitional authority for Gaza, as we discussed yesterday, is a fragile one, fraught with challenges. But for the people of Gaza, any move that creates a path away from endless conflict, any gesture that signals external support, is clung to with a desperate hope. The recognition might change the diplomatic map, but it does little to immediately rebuild a destroyed home or feed a hungry child. Their future hangs precariously between the promise of recognition and the harsh reality of their daily lives. So, one land, two peoples, two vastly different reactions. Europe's pivot has not brought instant peace. Instead, it has laid bare the deep, irreconcilable divisions that define this conflict, now amplified by a fracturing world order. The tears of joy in Ramallah are met with tears of rage in Tel Aviv. The future of this sacred, contested land has never been more uncertain.
And the emotional, human cost of every diplomatic maneuver continues to be paid, day after painful day. Thank you for joining me on ATM. I'll see you tomorrow.